is a very humbling thing.
Who would have thought the guy who directed a just okay Die Hard movie and some slightly less okay Underworld movies wouldn't be the best fit for a John Wick spin-off? Ballerina is watchable, fun at times, more or less the same formula, but not even close to as good. I don't know if this is controversial, but John Wick is not the most fascinating character out there. It's way more about the narrative and just being really fucking cool. Ana de Armas as Eve is essentially a female variant. It concerns me not who ranks up the body count, but the generic revenge-themed narrative is only remotely intriguing due to being set in this universe. Once you get past that, not a lot to keep you in it. They shoehorn in Norman Reedus, throw in a kid who needs saving, she adds nothing plot-wise, and a lot of dramatic speeches about right and wrong, destiny, and choice that don't leave any impact because the motivations aren't even clear. The movie stumbles right off the bat with its revenge-driven intro. Even if you don't know better, this scenario only goes one way, and that is Eve's father being killed because he took her away, and the clan prohibits that. Gabriel Byrne as Chancellor is good, but nothing we haven't seen. He almost gives us an impactful intro, when her dad is forced to kill himself. It would have made a much bigger impact if that's what happened, but instead he gets out of that, they escape, but he takes one fatal bullet. Same ending, not quite as dark, definitely more generic, and above all, a cop-out. This leads to Eve becoming part of the Rescurama, training to be an assassin, and for a good chunk of the movie, it seems okay. The fact that she is by no means perfect, actually has to train, unlike some other female leads. She obviously is not John Wick. Speaking of Wick, he does appear in the movie. Enough. That's a good thing too. And seeing her take on her first mission, and just seeing the aftermath of one, will make you think they're on the right track. The latter was one of the few unique ideas they had, but when it becomes a revenge movie, that goes away. He finds out who the clan is that killed her father, decides to go after them despite it being prohibited, completely ignores the consequences, that it could lead to war. You don't completely know why she's doing it. I think it's revenge, but there's talk about wanting to know stuff and that kind of thing. Like I said, they have Norman Reedus in one scene, he had a kid she has to rescue, and even that is pointless too, as the kid is being liberated from the clan by Norman Reedus, and the Chancellor wants her back. Saving her is not the objective, it just conveniently works out. Maybe it's to make the revenge mission more justified, but it's clear she'd be doing it anyway. The main issue is how quick it happens, she doesn't even consider not doing it. And given how much time we spent watching her train and overcome adversity, it's kind of thrown away too quickly. Not that John Wick wouldn't have done the same thing, but it was paced a lot better, and the narrative was way more unique. This is literally don't seek revenge because consequences, and in the same vein, we could have still made her a bit deeper. Just because Wick is straightforward doesn't mean she has to be. That could have been the thing that made the spin-off stand out, but instead, a female variant. Yeah, we do see her train and become skilled, opposed to John Wick just being unstoppable, and that is a good thing, but after she vows revenge, that's the end of it. I guess there's the ballerina thing.
Fucking great, fucking amazing!
Don't know what that affects either, aside from a training method. It could have meant a bit more. But we don't just come to this franchise for the narrative, we come for the intense gunfights, and again, it starts out good, but at some point we just get one gunfight after another, with nothing but the lazy narrative in between. The pacing is gone, the main franchise never had that issue. Yeah, there'd be a climactic ending with a drawn-out fight for a climax that made sense, but in this movie, it's really all they can give us. I'm not saying they're not fun to watch, though they are light on new ideas, the flamethrower duel being the only standout, but it had me fatigued by the end, and that should not be a thing in a John Wick movie. Unfortunately, some of the best scenes are when John Wick comes in, proving he's still the best, hearing a bad guy say it's suicide, it's John Wick. But if Keanu Reeves is the best part of a John Wick spin-off, that's not very good. If you don't know, early critical reviews of this movie were prohibited, only enthusiastic posts. And if you have to say no criticism allowed, well, that's not a good sign. But there is still the climactic finale, and it's not that great, so spoilers.
I'm not leaving.
Your choice.
She eventually heads to their secluded town where they all reside, meaning literally everybody will be on her, and since they can't stop her, they call John Wick to hopefully avoid a war. Aside from being whipped by Keanu Reeves for a few minutes until he agrees to give her a half hour, not really a whole lot to say. I do like how he still does stuff, but then you get to the, I guess, plot twist with Eve's sister, and how many things is that don't need to be there? Norman Reedus, the kid, the ballerina gimmick, and now this. She's been around throughout the movie, find out she's her sister, and since the Chancellor knows they were talking, I guess, have her killed. The room gets blown up, only Eve lives, and that'll be yet another motivation. I mean, she knew who she was for like a minute. The emotion this movie gives off is truly something. The ending fight may be nothing new. You may be sick of it by now, you probably will be. But you have the ending when the Chancellor gives a speech and she shoots him mid-speech. It's unique because you don't expect it, even though you do, and not a lot here. The finale is ruined due to way too much fighting happening right before it, and like I said, aside from the flamethrower, there's nothing innovative. The storyline is predictable, full of stuff we don't need, that adds nothing, aside from John Wick, I guess. So Ballerina really is a spin-off that has no reason to exist. It starts out really good, but you can only watch a single individual relentlessly kill people for so long. Without an engaging narrative or any substance, it's all you have. The pacing is not good halfway through, and when you're not allowed to criticize the movie, you have to know it's for a reason. If you didn't have John Wick in the title, it'd be completely forgettable, but it does, so we saw it, and now we regret it. Another waste of time, an attempted cash grab. I assume it's not gonna do too well. But Ballerina is a generic dull spin-off that could have been something really unique. It has seeds of potential, but it just doesn't happen. I wouldn't waste any time on this, it's not John Wick quality, so let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please share it, the like button is down below, consider subscribing, and check out the gaming channel for the same content with games, the link in the description. I'm the Analyst, and remember kids, even a gender-swapped cash grab can't beat John Wick.